Two motorcycles, one mission. A two-day journey that will push them to their limits. A boring highway, twisty mountain roads, and everything in between. On one side, we've got the Triumph Speed Triple 1200RR, a razor-sharp, sport-focused naked bike with a thirsty for speed. On the other, the BMW R1200GS, the undisputed king of adventure riding, built to conquer any terrain. But here is a twist. Can the Triumph, with its aggressive sportbike DNA, handle hours long of highway riding in the hot Aussie summer? And can the GS, with its towering presence, keep up when the road gets twisty? Overall, Sydney to Port Macquarie via 5-hour highway, then we have a few beer at the local pub and sleep for the night. Next morning, we'll be heading to the legendary Oxley Highway, a motorcyclist's dream. With over 300 corners, a beautiful surface tarmac, and a breathtaking scenery. It's a road that demands precision, focus, and a bike that can deliver. But here's the question. Do you prioritize comfort on the highway and compromise in the twisty? Or do you bring a cornering weapon that will make you grind through every turn, even if it means enduring hours of highway boredom to get there? I have the perfect comparison today. With myself riding both bikes, let's see how these two machines stack up. First up, the Triumph Speed Triple 1200RR. This bike is all about performance. The sitting position, aggressive. I'm leaning forward, wrist angled, foot tucked back. A pure sport bike's ergonomic. It's a posture that screams race ready. My initial thought is when I'm riding a long highway stretch, this would become a punishment. But here's a surprise. It's not as bad as I imagined. Triumph has done something clever here. Despite being a naked bike, the Speed Triple 1200RR featured an aerodynamic design with a small but effective windscreen, and the windlass helps deflect wind away from my chest. It's not a touring level comfort, but it's enough to reduce fatigue at higher speed. And then there is the cruise control, a feature you don't often see on a sport-focused bike. Set it, relax your grip, and let the bike eat up the miles. It's a game changer for long distance riding, especially on a sports bike. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't a touring bike. On rougher sections of the highway, the stiff suspension translates every bump and crack directly to your arms and back. I found myself shifting position constantly, leaning on the tank to rest my leg, sitting upright to release my shoulders, but after 5 hours, the soreness in my thigh and the lower back was still undeniable. But then, the highway gives way to the twisty, and the Speed Triple transforms. Same stiff suspension that feels harsh on the highway is an absolute asset here. The bike feels planted, agile, and razor sharp. The 1200cc triple engine comes alive, roaring through each corner with a soundtrack that's pure adrenaline. It's a thrill to ride, and every lean, every acceleration feels like a reward for enduring the highway grind. Now, let's switch gear to the BMW R1200GS. If the Triumph is a scalpel, the GS is a Swiss Army knife. Its built for comfort, versatility, and endurance. a bike that laughs in the face of long distance and rough roads. The sitting position on the GS is like your favorite armchair, upright, relaxed, and supremely comfortable. My legs are stretched out, my back is straight, and my arms are in the neutral position. It's a setup that's perfect for long days on the road. I could ride this bike for hours and still feel refreshed. On the highway, the GS is a mile-eating machine. The Boxer twin engine delivers a smooth, predictable power, and the adjustable windscreen keep the fatigue at bay. My lower body is protected by the massive front fairing and the Boxer engine, which act like a windbreak. And the electronic features just as impressive as the Triumph, with ride modes, electronic suspension adjustment, and BMW's shift cam technology, which optimize power delivery across the ride range. But here is where the GS really surprised me. Despite its size and weight, which is 250 plus kilo, it handles twisty road with a surprising agility. The suspension soaks up bumps like a sponge, and the lower center of gravity from the Boxer engine makes it feel lighter than it is. The tall, wide handlebar makes it easy to flick from corner to corner, and the telelever front suspension eliminates nosedive under braking. Keep the bike stable and composed. It's not razor sharp as the Speed Triple, but it's more than capable of having fun in the curves. So how do they compare? On the highway, the Triumph aerodynamic design and the cruise control make it surprisingly capable tourer. It's not as comfortable as the GS, but it holds on. In the mountains, the Speed Triple is in its element, agile, precise, and thrilling to ride. But the GS, it's the more versatile machine. Whether you are tackling rough road, planning a multi-day adventure, or just want to arrive fresh after a long ride, the GS Plus suspension and upright ergonomics give it the edge. In the end, it's not about which bike is better, it's about which one suits this ride. The Triumph Speed Triple 1200RR deliver adrenaline, precision, and exciting cornering experience that makes the highway grind worth it. But if I'm being honest, I'd choose the BMW GS. Its comfort, versatility, and ability to tackle any road, highway or twisty, make it the bike I'd happy to ride for days on end. So, which bike would you choose? Do you have a bike that doesn't fit the job but you rode it anyway? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more head-to-head comparison. I'll see you in the next adventure.